still of the night, I think of you.
She smiled and walked past him, happy because it seemed as if he was getting over his anger. I see the theme of the decor is palace. People are going to love this place. Yes, he was behind her. She turned around startled. She did not hear him come up behind her. Thank you for coming with me. He took a deep breath. You are good for my soul. He drew her to him and was about to kiss her when they heard a knock. Don't move. He went to open the door. She turned back to the window to gaze at the beautiful garden. Tinu? She turned as she heard him call. Good evening, Mr. Stanley. Tinu walked into the house. Wow, Star thought. Tinu was a shy and very nasty-looking dark beauty, tall and willowy as a model. My mom asked me to bring you dinner. We heard you were coming. Very thoughtful of her, he took the food. Tell her I say thank you. Star looked on with interest as the girl stared at him with her heart in her eyes. But he did not seem to notice. She also noticed something else. He was tender with her, like he cared about her. Interesting, she said to herself. He did not bother to introduce them, but he opened the door for the girl to leave. Star had thought the girl did not notice her, but she looked back as she was leaving and gave her a hard, malicious stare. Star did not miss the venom in the girl's eyes. She smiled inwardly. Who was Tinu? Someone who took care of his every need while he stayed here? Was she the reason he ran to this place every time he was in a bad mood? To be consoled by her? Makes sense, she said to herself. Stop, you're overthinking it. The wise thing to do would be to ask him, Lovely girl, who is she? Told her to one of the vendors around here. He led the way to the spacious and amazing kitchen. You must be close to their family. She gestured the food. He stopped and looked at her, smiling mischievously. Are you going to wait till we grow old and grey before you ask the question on your mind? No, I am not sleeping with her. That settles it. Okay? She began to open the basket. She's not more than 21, too young for me. I don't think she minds the age difference. She smiled at him. I don't think she feels that way. Oh, she does. Babe, try to be a little observant. And from the look of things, her mother wishes it too. She brought out a pool of rich stew, rice, beans, with fried plantain, a 4-euro soup and well-made pounded yam. Nothing says welcome my in-law more than this. She gestured the counter. He heaved a sigh. Good thing I'm already engaged. He lifted her onto the counter. To an amazing woman. Only you are not engaged? She tried to jump down, but he held her still and kissed her. She smiled inwardly and kissed him back. Yes, the Tinus and Ijes and Betties of this world may vie and battle for him, yet he belonged to her. She wouldn't let any woman come between them. Then he broke the kiss and smiled at her. But for how long, her mind questioned? How long before you become another Betty, who was avoided by him like a plague? What's going on that smart brain of yours? Scared? I love smart women. I don't just like circumventing them, especially when I'm dating them. Good to know. She jumped down from the counter, vowing to keep him guessing, keep him on his toes. Hungry? She went back to the food. Nope. I haven't seen you eat all day. I haven't, but I don't like these kinds of food. Who doesn't like rice and stew? Or pounded yam and a formiro? Pounded yam, yes, with my favorites, seafood okra, oha, fisherman soup. I prefer my rice jollof. I hate beans, and I especially hate those cow innards in the stew. She observed the assorted meat in the stew and smiled. You have your work ordered for you, Summer, she said to herself. Tell me you're a rich kid without saying it. You're well, I was a picky eater as a child. That has not changed. She began to put the food away into the fridge and found it stocked with drinks, assorted fruits, and junk foods. He grabbed some of the beverages, mostly the brands owned by him, and some fruits and cookies. Okay, Mr. Sweet Tooth, sugar is not good for you. Understood, ma'am? Come along, let's go upstairs. She had a moment of panic but followed him. She was sure upstairs led to the bedrooms, and she did not know if that was plural or singular. Her question was answered shortly, and she saw only one bedroom upstairs. This big house with only one bedroom? She asked before she could stop herself. This is the only one this small because I was in a hurry to have it completed. Others can boast of 3 to 4 bedrooms. He opened the door. She stepped in and fell in love with the room. Very nice, I love it. She saw him adjust the air condition. She skipped to the ensuite bathroom and loved the big jacuzzi and shower just like rainfall. As she began itching to take her clothes off and jump in, then it hit her. She did not have a change of clothes or toiletries. She thought in panic. Were they going to have to share that bed? Her panic increased. Okay, the bed was more than big enough for 2, but not with the way they burned for each other. So with a panic, she turned from the bathroom and back to the bedroom and found it empty. But she saw on the bed a t-shirt and some essential toiletries. She heaved a sigh of relief. Sometimes his thoughtfulness amazes even her, who had known him for more than a decade. So gingerly she picked them up and rushed to have a shower. Stanley stood on the balcony and listened to the most beautiful sound of the most breathtaking waterfalls. Though not so visible because it was dark, he wondered what she was doing. If she had seen his t-shirts, if she was done with showering, he was itching to show her the beauty before him, listening to the beautiful sounds of the waterfalls. But that urge wasn't as powerful as the itching to see her in his t-shirts again. The first time he had seen her in them was after her drunken kiss had taken his breath away, and he wanted to find out, to see her, to touch, and to finally take it off in a manner only him could. I was looking for you. He turned and saw her. His t-shirt didn't cover as much as it should. Goodness, he swore. Gone was the long hair. On her head was just short natural hair, coupled with the smell of him on her. He couldn't resist anymore, and with 2 steps he covered the distance between them and dragged her to him. You are like water to a dying man in a desert. My boyfriend, the poet, she laughed and kissed him deeply. Is that what I hear? Yes, he answered when he could. An amazing one, you see it better in the morning. She nodded. What have you been doing here? Enjoying the quiet, and suddenly he began to panic. He couldn't figure out why. He walked back to the safety of the chairs where he had been quietly musing, before the thoughts of her overtook him, and just like that he wanted to see her, to touch her. That kind of power he had never given to any human before. He was scared that if he did, she would break him. She could break his heart, body and soul. She could break the man he had become. That thought alone was beyond scary, and just like that, he was back to his brooding. Thank you for the shirt. I don't think I'm returning this one, she told him, unaware of what was going on in his mind. You may keep it then. Gone was the passion in his voice. Gone was the warmth, and she wondered what was going on. Are you still worried about your grandfather's will? He looked up but didn't say anything. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll make the right decision. She came towards him, but he stood up, putting some distance between them, and rested on the railings, indirectly telling her he didn't want her comfort. She stared at him hot, confused, and stung. She turned and went back to the bedroom. As she climbed into the bed, trying hard not to let the tears fall, she wondered what she was doing with him, and why and how she was allowing herself to be treated this way by him. He told you he wanted to be alone, but he insisted on coming, she reminded herself. Even his best friends let him be when he was in one of his moods. Why did she think she was any different or special because of a few kisses? She covered herself in the duvet. The room was very cold, but she didn't have the energy to adjust the air conditioning. She closed her eyes tight, willing sleep to come. Maybe then she would forget. Maybe this was for the best. Stanley came in and watched her sleep. What was she turning him into? He never used to panic leastways over a woman. Here he was, afraid and eager at the same time. He heaved a sigh knowing he had hurt her yet again. He knew she was confused, probably thinking he wanted her out of his sight or regretted coming here with her. But nothing could be further from the truth. He wanted her here with him, and at the same time he wanted to run away from her. Same powerful emotion pulling him to her, but same powerful emotion dragging him away from her. Not knowing what else to do until she woke up at least, he climbed into the bed, putting as much distance as he could between them for both their sakes. But she turned to him in her sleep, possibly seeking out the warmth his body represented, and he put his arms around her. He was a gunner, he thought, as he spooned her, holding her tight, too afraid to let go, too afraid to hold on. Star, still half asleep, felt deliciously warm. She tried to stretch to take in the warmth, but couldn't because someone was laying half on top of her. Stanley, she thought sleepily. He was laying almost on top of her. One of his hands was around her waist, while the other was pillowing her head. She could feel every inch of his body, his flat and hard stomach, his wide shoulders and the muscular hands that wrapped around her. Yet she could feel more of him, his steady heartbeat, the heat of his body, the restless power just simmering beneath the taut skin. And without thinking, she drove her hands beneath his head. He murmured in his sleep. Even though it didn't seem possible, he burrowed more into her body. She sighed with the heat of the moment. This is not happening, she said to herself. She needed to save herself from herself because if she didn't, she could not finish the thoughts. No wonder her sleep and dreams had been warm and restful. Gosh, his weight was crushing her, but it felt so good, and she felt loved, protected, and cherished. She struggled trying to bask in the warmth and flame that was his body. Stop moving around, he murmured, and she shuddered. Suddenly he adjusted their position, and just like that, he was spooning her, wrapping his hands around her waist and drawing her yet closer to him. Achingly, she moved impossibly closer to him. "Good morning," he said to the back of her neck. She felt him move his shirt out of place and replace it with his lips instead. And she shuddered again. With the shudder came the memories of the night before, the way he had shunned her. Then he moved her again. This time they were facing each other. He stared at her intensely, like he could see right through her soul. And the minute she looked into his dark eyes, she knew she was a goner. There was nothing this man would do that she would not forgive him. Not forgiving him meant living without him. She didn't think she could survive in a world where she was not his and him hers. Such power was very scary, but she would not let him see this, or know this, or he would take her for granted. She was brought back to earth when she felt his lips moving over hers. Oh goodness! She gasped at the magic of it and kissed him back. Where was her resolve? She asked herself. He hurt her, so seducing her and she allowing it after he hurt her was not how she wanted this relationship. And with that, she wrenched her lips away from his. "What's wrong? I would like to get up," she said to him firmly. He quietly let her go. She got up from the bed and walked to the window. "I am sorry about last night," he began, getting up too. "I am tired of your apologies, Stanley. I am tired of you blowing hot and cold. I told you I'm not the easiest person to be around at this moment. I didn't want..." He caught himself on time. "You didn't want me here. Well, it's not too late. I'm leaving." She picked up her phone to call a cab. The road leading to this place is still under construction. The old one is so bad that no cab will come. She dropped her phone. "Then I'll be needing your chopper." She stared at him angrily. "I have apologized. What more do you want? What more do I want? If I have to explain that to you, then there is no point being here." She was trying hard not to raise her voice. He got up from the bed and she saw he was wearing a really short boxers that left nothing to be imagined. And for a second she swallowed hard, distracted. "Babe," he began. "Don't babe me. Tell me, what are we doing here? Why are we together? Is it because I'm at hand and available?" He chuckled. "I am glad you find that funny. Obviously I have feelings for you. Lost? Because somehow I'm beginning to feel that is all." "Listen," he began. "Don't you dare try to manage me now." She finally raised her voice. "Just answer the question, because if you truly cared about me and my feelings, You wouldn't have treated me like a dog with fleas last night. He heaved a sigh. He didn't know what to say or how to say it. I thought as much. She began to walk to the bathroom, get that helicopter ready. She threw at him only to be dragged back by him and smacked against his hard body. First of all, it's too early in the morning to be talking about something as complicated as us. I will uncomplicate it for you. Why are you dating me? Why does the whole world think we're engaged and you're not refuting it? He stared at her for a while. I have feelings for you, Star. It's new, it's too much, too soon. And yes, I'm too afraid to hold on to it, but also too afraid to let it go. I am afraid because you can actually break me, and I don't want that. I am also afraid that if I lose you, I might never be the same. He was looking into her eyes. I've known you for close to 18 years and nothing, but within a couple of weeks, we have managed to somehow get the power to hurt me, and that I don't want to ever happen to me again. Ever since my parents broke up, I've never given anyone the power to do that to me again. She stared at him, confused. I am sorry about last night. I plan to make it up to you today if you stay. And in the meantime, what was she supposed to do while he battled with himself? Wait, that he might decide to give in to love? No. She was not going to allow herself to be caught in a battle she wasn't sure she was going to win. Wasn't that the same battle raging inside her? She asked herself. Wasn't she also afraid of giving him all of her because she was afraid it was going to hurt her? So here they were circling each other, too afraid to let go, too afraid to hold on. I promise I'll make it up to you if you stay. He smiled at her. She heaved a sigh and nodded slightly. What was she supposed to do? She was helpless when it came to him. I'll take a shower. She walked into the bathroom feeling more confused than ever. Stanley watched her go, feeling like he had been dragged bareback across a rocky area. This was exactly why he didn't do relationships before or after IG. He never used to have arguments with IG. He wouldn't have tolerated it anyway. She knew this and avoided him when necessary. She was haunted spending his money and cheating on him. Star was different, very different, certainly more exciting. He smiled. He couldn't believe he was fighting with her before 6 in the morning. This should irritate him, but somehow he found it exhilarating and enlightening, even exciting.
In the still of the night, I think of you. My heart beats with every thought of you. You're the one I can't let go. In your arms I find my home, love sweet.